Can I give you a hand? It's a bit tricky. It doesn't want to be taken up. Is so. Jean, tutto bene? We'll speak in English.
We will see this.
Yes. And
Certo.
the paparazzi.
Sì, forse è bello anche, sarebbe bello vedere dalla onda. Interagire.
So I think we can start. So I will, thank you. Hello everybody, and welcome to this incredibly special event here at Palazzo Franchetti, home of the Istituto Veneto di Scienze, Lettere ed Arti, for our special conversation this evening, Lino Tagliapietra, The Making of a Maestro. This event is part of a series of panel discussions called Conversations on Glass by Apice, taking place as part of the 5th edition of the Venice Glass Week, which, as I hope you're all aware, is the international glass festival that's taking place at the moment, dedicated to the art of glass in Venice, Murano and Mestre, from the 4th to the 12th of September. My name is Camilla Purden, and I work as the coordinator of the festival, which is organized by a committee made up of 5 institutions with special expertise in glass. First of all, the Istituto Veneto di Scienze Lettere e Arti, where we are today, along with Le Stanze del Vetro, Fondazione Giorgio Cini, the Fondazione Musei Civici, the Consorzio Promovetro, and the Comune di Venezia. And this year, we're delighted to be presenting a new series of daily panel discussions, Conversations on Glass by Apice, which is one of the most prestigious transportation companies with a special expertise in art and particularly in glass. Every day during the festival, we are presenting discussions on a variety of topics relating to the field of glass, involving high-profile speakers from Italy and abroad. As well as having the chance to be here today, we are also streaming live and recording our conversations. So people will be joining us from around the world, and we will be inviting people also to post questions that maybe afterwards I might put to, to our speakers. We are truly honored and incredibly fortunate this evening to have with us today Maestro Lino Tagliapietra, who is without a doubt one of the greatest glass artists, glass masters there has ever been, and certainly alive today. Having started work full-time, as I understand it, in the furnaces at the age of 11, it is entirely true to say that he has devoted his life to glass with the most remarkable career that has extended over an extraordinary 75 years. Today, he is one of the most widely revered, respected, and beloved figures in the glass world, and indeed, for many, he is the greatest living glassmaker. So we are very, very grateful to have him with us today. We also have with us today our Jean Blanchaert, our dear friend, who is very welcome. He is a curator, an art critic, and a gallerist who has run his family gallery in Milan for over 30 years. Over the course of his career, Jean has curated dozens of exhibitions in institutional venues, involving contemporary materials, but with a particular expertise in glass. And most notably, in 2018, he was curator of the Best of Europe section of Homo Faber at the Fondazione Giorgio Cini. He's also working on the upcoming edition. He's a leading figure in the glass world. He's a pillar of the Venice Glass Week, having been a member of the curatorial committee since 2018, and we're very grateful to him for his ongoing support. I know that we have a super conversation coming up this evening, but before I hand over to Maestro Tagliapietra and Jean, I would just like to introduce a representative of our sponsor today, Marta Pommiato, who is representing Apice. She's an exhibition manager for Apice, and I know on behalf of our sponsor she would like to say just a few words.
Thank you, Camilla. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining this meeting. Apice Group is a proud sponsor of this series of events for the Venice Glass Week, and it's a special honor for me to be here today for the conversation dedicated to the Maestro Lino Tagliapietra. My joy is even bigger this year because we are here again in presence after all we had to face during these hard times. Since my very first day at Apice, around 15 years ago, I've heard Maestro Tagliapietra's name mentioned in so many occasions. He was one of the first to have his business in the USA. For this reason, we consider him as one of the pioneers, of the ambassadors of Murano Glass abroad, not to mention his outstanding innovations in styling and craftsmanship. His artworks are masterpieces of the art of creating shapes and textures, conveying the utmost lightness and movement. For our company that has been handling art shipments for almost 40 years now, it has been a challenge to create suitable packagings for his complex artworks. We gave our best to build safest crates and find new solutions in order to let these beautiful works arrive always undamaged. This challenge helped us to improve our professionality, and the experience we gained allowed us to face successfully many other new projects. So during the process of making of a Maestro, we can say that also Apice was at the same time involved in making of an art shipping company specialized in glass and in all aspects connected with glass handling. We are therefore grateful to him for his exceptional opportunity of growth. Thank you for being here and for your attention. Thank you, Camilla.
So now I will hand over with pleasure to Jean and Maestro Tagliapietra.
guarderemo delle fotografie, cari amici. In English, all right. I can do it even in Kurdish. All right. We will have the pleasure to watch some pictures, some images given us by Silvano Tagliapietra, who is the son of Lino and has a style also in doing things. Thank you, Silvano. You really gave us a nice story. We start with these hands, and at the end of the commentary, that will be we will have another probably 20 minutes devoted to you. And even with the advice of Lino, it would be nice that the public will ask questions. So, just to start, I tell you what a glass artist usually is somebody who goes to a glass master, shows him a drawing, well or badly done, anyway, a drawing clear to communicate the idea, and then the maestro operates. Very often, glass masters are known, but the maestros are unknown. In some very rare cases, the maestro and the craftsman, the maestro and the glass master, are the same person. When Lino Tagliapietra, during the night, dreams about a form, or when he has an idea, he just have to speak with himself. And he goes and he can produce a masterpiece. He doesn't have to call anybody. This is just to start. Let us start with this very clear idea. Franz Liszt was a composer, all right. He was a pianist, all right. He was a director. He was a pianist, a director, and also a composer. Leonard Bernstein was a director, probably one of the greatest, but then he was really also a pianist and a composer. They all started very early. International public maybe doesn't know Klaus Di Biasi, Tania Cagnotto, and Giorgio Di Biasi, and Giorgio Cagnotto. So I will make another example. I will speak about Nadia Comaneci. There are gestures that have to become automatic in your movements. That is why if an athlete like Nadia Comaneci, she started at 6 years old. And that is why she became the greatest athlete in her discipline. The same thing can be said for the great maestros. The gestures have to be automatic, first of all. Then we will see that in the case of Lino Tagliapietra, the automatic gestures are used to translate a beautiful idea. Remember that this is rare. One or two in a century. Remember that if we would be in Japan, Lino Tagliapietra would be a living monument. There are not many. In Italy, I have probably 2-3 names, but no one name so strong like the name of Lino. We start with the image that Silvano gave us. 2 hands, the hands of a worker. And I ask to Lino Tagliapietra, al Maestro Lino Tagliapietra, I ask, first in Italian with a famous poem, and then in English, lavorare stanca? Does work tire? Is tiring?
Sometimes. Depend what are you doing. Depend what. Really? Okay. Depend on what you're doing. If you do production line, for sure you become tired. But if you work for yourself, probably it's tiring. But the other hands, I think, is enjoying. Sometimes during when you good shape, if you are sick, it's a different story. But if you are in good shape and then you start to work, the finished work became so easy. No, too fast. Too fast could be fantastic. You continue to work many times, many more. It normally happens when you stop to work for 1 month, 2 months, and then you go back to work in Seattle mostly the time. And then you start, and then your brain and your hands start to connect together. And then after 1 week, 10 days, you have a lot of idea, and then too many, and you want to select what. And when is it done, the last 3 days, you work like a crazy because you want to produce. But no production, produce idea. It's a very frustrating sometimes, stop to work and wait for another 3 or 4 months. Well, this was enjoy anyway to do.
Okay, you see here another picture. It is the image of intelligence. This is a boy, and when the boys in Murano after school were sent to the furnace, to an uncle, to an acquaintance, to a father, some of them, when the day was over, didn't run to what in Italy we have this institution called oratorio. L'oratorio, it's a place, usually around the church, where the kids go to play football and to follow religion lessons. So, when some of these kids, at the end of the day, everybody ran away, some others remained in the furnace to try for 1, 2, 3, 100, 1,000, 10,000 times the gesture that allowed them to create something new. When I see the work of Lino Tagliapietra, I often think to Niccolò Paganini. Niccolò Paganini wrote his music according to his incredible ability. And in fact, not every violinist can play this music easily. But when you see the hundreds of masterpieces that Lino Tagliapietra did, some of them are a défi, if I would use a French name, a challenge to say, to show, I did this. Can you believe? And this incredible things happened even this year. All right, this is, what, do you have something to say about it?
This one is the confirmation the my time. It is a very beautiful clothes. It's a pity we borrow just for the confirmation. At the next day they take out, I lost the confirmation clothes. But I think it's a wonderful time. I think probably, I love it. I love it. I love in my face. Very few pictures then I like it to see. I don't like it to see my picture now. But when I was young, I like it. I like it a lot anyway. Anyway, I want to say something about the too easy. It's not too easy, honest. And then it's very complicated to make a pieces. And then it's quite find the new way, combination color for material. It's a very, it look easy. No, it's not easy. Take a time. For me, just for became a little bit have some recognition about because art. I don't like the word art. I like my work. It take maybe 50 years when I start to work, when I never the work. And then when I go in the state for first show in the state, I need 12 years time to go to become. It's a very tough time. I think always I feeling if you don't suffer, you don't do it. If you don't make a mistake, you don't grow. How much mistake you make, okay, it's fine, but you need that mistake for to grow, to become, to learn important. You must be accept the mistake. It's a very, very important thing to do.
Well, I would like Lino Tagliapietra to tell something about the magic encounter with what you consider your master.
Oh, I have many masters, many. In the class, I have one mentor, many people. But the guy that for me make a huge difference, is absolutely Nane Catari, Giovanni Ferro, and then he supported me in an incredible way. Without him, probably I never became master. And then after the army, after everything, this guy helped me in incredible way. Because he take it easy a little bit to me, Lino, you must take it easy. If you don't do today, you do tomorrow. If it's not tomorrow, it's another day. And then it's a big lesson. But the meantime, I understand at the time, they are the key in my life. And then I feeling if I don't become master at the moment, I never became master. And this guy helped me in an incredible way. This one is the lucky part of my life, absolutely. So part of the sun lamp I designed for La Murrina at the time. And is one for me is very important, is the formichiere. And the other, they are one vessel we make at the Peter Pelzel. And then the Mammut is another design. And the other is with the Sofia Cognac.
In the 70s?
70, exactly. This one is very popular for me, very important, because then I won one Grand Prix in Barcelona with the one lamps. They continue to, at the time, to sell this kind of lamps. I like a lot, anyways. If you open this one, we open up, it became like my boat now. We have a lot of wonderful ideas at the time. For example, here we have the Incalmo, and we use Incalmo with the Murini, and they are very specific technique for making this kind of things. And this one is a Murrina, anyway. Tessuto is a F3 International. We have a wonderful letter from Ludovico de Santillana. Then he sent the letter in the company. And they say it's the best vessel the Murano did the last 20 years at the time.
Well, when the world of glass saw these vessels, started the Lino Tagliapietra style. So, Lino Tagliapietra is born as a glass master and now is an international artist.
Everybody be talking about my technique is a Venetian Moranese. It's true, but Murano, they have an incredible connection with the Roman glass. And then I have been influenced, even the small ball we had before, we call Saturneo. For the first time we saw in the show, small show, for charity, San Nicolò. And then a very famous historian from Murano, Engineer the King, Luigi the King. He says, one for the glass history never happened before. Small spherical things with one kind, the wing. And this one is a technique I learned from the Roman. If we use it in the plus, we have information, the color. The origin, the kind of technique starts from the Roman glass. They are very close because we are the Altino. We produce a lot of Roman glass. Fantastic. This one is the rainbow. Is one of my favorite. The egg. Collaboration with Angeline, and the rainbow is my completely. They are with the king. I take inspiration, believe it or not, from very ugly work we saw in Venice with some color, the painting color. And then I try to use the Venetian technique, absolutely Venetian. The same technique we use for pull the cane, the Zanfirico. And then we make the pieces. And they come out of wonderful things. These are the next pictures. Yep. This one, for me, I like a lot. It's fantastic at the time.
And then to speak about this dish that apparently looks simple, it is not simple at all. And even in ancient times, it was a proof, the ability by a maestro to do such a perfect and large dish was the demonstration of a great capability.
Well, it's possible to say?
Yeah.
I think normally the plate is more spectacular than difficulty. When you open, look at so difficulty, no. It's a much more difficulty if you do one flat plate without sharp. with the sharp it became much more difficulty. For example, if you make it the bowl, the vessel, the much more difficulty they make it the plate. But the bowl is not spectacular. The vase is not spectacular. The plate is much more emotional things.
Yeah. Okay, this one.
This one is a special technique. This one is the engraving that came before, and then it's a very complicated. But this one, this plate is more difficulty than the other. One kind of mentor I have, the artist I met in 1980, is Andrei Skopir. Andrei Skopir, he teach me a lot of things. He represented the European culture. He great designer. He spent the time in the school with the Piet Mondrian, Riffel, and then artist director in Leiden. And then we talking a lot. And I discovered, and then he teach to me to see the glass like a piece of art. It's a totally different way. I'm used to think, we think only production, production. And they say, look at this piece, it's one piece of art. And for me, make a huge difference. And then you have a great, what means the culture in the technique. They make a difference. It's very, very important.
So according to these words, we see how Lino Tagliapietra developed during his life, changing his feelings also towards glass and becoming, maybe, if I am not mistaken, I ask you, more aware of that word that you don't like, the word as art, because it's a little bit abused. It's used more by sometimes by people who shouldn't use it. But anyway, let us say that you became more aware. Oh, look also at this funny image about the importance of what you were doing.
It's true, I think, the experience of the life, the curiosity, I feel you must be very humble for many reasons, because if you don't are humble, you never learn. You must be very careful. Normally, when we do some work, you are never happy. And then I feeling maybe it's possible for you do better. Do better in different way, more easy, more fresh. And then you never know also when you expose one piece of glass, two pieces of glass, why somebody love this and this one, they not like it. For me, it's a mystery, because when I trust something, I love it. Mostly the time, nobody watching. And they buy something, I never think they are good, but the people see something special. Something I don't see. But they see, and then they say, why they see? They think it's different. And for me, think about what is wrong in me. I think it's something wrong. But I think it's incredible. For example, we do one series, we do in New York, and then we do, I think it's wonderful. Everybody say, oh, it's great, interesting. When American people say interesting, you are in trouble. Nobody like it. Anyway, it's true. It's true. Then we do the show, we don't sell one single pieces. 3 days later, we do another show in Elder Gallery. We expose 3 pieces, the previous show. They sold like a crazy. I said, what is going wrong? But anyway, I think it's a very interesting, the energy, curiosity, humility for making something.
Maybe because glass, who is a living material, breathes and thinks and proposes himself or itself, sometimes in a mysterious way. But I see we have here a master that is in the second part of his 80s and still worked till a few months ago. So it is, how are important your aiuto maestro, and they are like your right arm and left arm. You told me.
I think we talk about the team.
The team.
When I go in the state, mostly the time, then I go in the state without assistant. It probably is the way the American people grow in technique very, very fast. I never carry anyone because I don't want a responsibility, blah, blah, blah. I don't want a story. Anyway, and then we have some American assistant, they are okay. Some able to gather, sometimes no, but mostly the time, the level, the technique, they are very low. But time after time, they grew in an incredible way, and then we start to have my team, the people that follow me, and then the people that follow me teach somebody else. And then at one point we start, I have my team. I have, for example, now, David Walters, the name. He's a wonderful guy. I meet him, they are around 20. And now he's almost 50, we work together. Now he works for many people. He's an artist, he's a great painter, he's a wonderful guy. Anyway, and then we have a woman. We have at that time 3 women, 4 women in the team. And then we have one that became work 17 years together. And then now she's very famous in America, probably the most woman American glass blower, Nancy Callum. I think we have probably this was the key because of why the people grow so fast in the state. I never carry assistant, and they became good assistant. Now they are fantastic.
This is a very funny image where you can see Lino Tagliapietra and Dale Ciuli. I remember to the public that Dale Ciuli will celebrate his 80th birthday in a few days in communication with Venice Glass Week, with Zoom.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. It will be beautiful. Yes.
Oh, okay. Anyway, you have the 20, and you have the birthday. Deo Ciuli is an unbelievable guy because without Deo Ciuli, probably, I don't know if we have the glass in the United States. He started in 1960 something, but he started also in Haystack. He founded Blanchaert, and then he founded one school, Rhode Island School Design in Rhode Island. He's a very great teacher. Believe it or not, he's a great teacher because he pushes you to, at the limit, work for him. Because if you work for him, you must think what you want to do it. And then you do for him the best thing you do it. For example, in this picture, we have a Deutschuli in the middle. In the side, we have a Benjamin Moore. The other is a Richie Royal, is a very good artist too. At the time, when we go in Pilcha, we call him Maestro di Pastorale, because he eat the plate with the cane. They are very good, by the way, big guy, and we call him Maestro di Pastorale. And then we have another guy, is another artist, not famous, but he working very in nice way with the glass.
Well, it is not the first time I tell this story, but I will repeat it. Once I went to Jerusalem to an exhibition of Dei Ciuli, a very, very huge, beautiful exhibition, and going out, in the door, it was written, I owe everything to Lino Tagliapietra e Pino Signoretto. This is what he wrote.
Eli. It's okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, it is very fair play. Yeah? Oh, look, here you have Lino Tagliapietra and Dei Ciuli playing with 800 degrees Celsius serpent. Here you're playing.
Yeah, we play. Here is practically it's one handles, huge handles, the vessel. Anyway. It's incredible. We have the history, the piccolo. At the time, we do a lot Venetian big with a lot coil, leaf, flower. Oh, this one is the best activity we have with Alina.
Okay.
We said we do gnocchi. After work, I think we are in Haystack here. I think Haystack at the school. It's a fantastic anyway. Both. We are in here, upstairs. Toltico, Provenza.
I had the honor and the pleasure to exhibit in our gallery this work, and it was 1992, done for EOS. And this is an incredible glass for wine and water at the same time. According to the position, you could drink water or wine. Then
Honest, I feel the more beautiful the practical, but I think
Yeah.
Anyway, it's good to see.
Here preparing. Oh, sorry. Okay.
It's some panel. I like to do panel several times. I try bidimensional things. Spirale, altare, stromboli.
We're seeing works that were an incredible surprise, not only for the world of glass, but for the world of art.
Batman, Dada, River Song,
This is contemporary, like a Mario Merz igloo.
Spigui Tondi. The team, you know, this is David Walters, Rick Wall, Calais, Nancy. You look, we have 3 women. The age, okay. Here we have also Stephen Powell. They are very good friends. I think this Azola, but anyway, it's fine. Dinosaur, blue dinosaur. I don't remember. Anyway.
Oh, sorry.
Don't worry.
Here.
Yeah, but this one is very beautiful. They look Morini, but we don't use it like a Morini. We transform later. We use it practically like a cane. But instead of use it like a cane, we use it like a Morini. I like it. This one is a very like a lace at one point. Angel tears. I don't remember this anyway. I think it's a Azola. I think. This one is a very complicated, and I like a lot of this. Strong, no, is a. I don't remember the name. Look like Ostuni, but it's a very complicated situation. I think it's Ostuni. Osaka. Another Azola. Phoenix. The studio in Seattle, very beautiful studio. Yeah, very wonderful place. Medusa.
The Medusa was exhibited together with the gondolas in Triennale Milano now. And people stood there. They couldn't understand how magic is this part, for example.
This one is quite complicated for make this kind of vessel. We take maybe just to blow, to fix it, everything, maybe 3 hours, 4 hours, because we have a lot of things to join, to transfer. It's quite complicated anyway. Noemi.
This is the texture.
Ombelico del mondo.
So Murano.
The belly.
Murano, ombelico del mondo.
The belly.
But now I know that I am not maybe objective, but I think that we are in presence now of one of the really greatest artists living in Italy now. But Murano is, according to me, now February, no, che mese siamo?
September.
Sorry, September 2021. In Murano, masterpieces are done every day, and sometimes they're not even, people do not know, because they are done in 15 furnaces, and then they are packed and sent abroad. So people do not even have an idea, except that they go abroad with a signature of Murano.
We call kookaburra, but in one way the word is, the correct word is Africa. But the Florencia, the next one is Florencia. Okay. The installation, the leaf, is the secret garden, we call the installation.
This one?
Yeah. Stromboli. Opi. This is inspiration from the ceramic, the pottery from Indian Opi, West Seattle. This one is they go over a little bit this kind of stained glass over from the coving, because at one point we stay months closed. I needed to do something, and finally we have a lot of things. I broke a lot of things. At one point I decided instead to broke the glass, I thought, why I don't do something else? Finally I found help, some friends in Seattle. They helped me to transformation, to do, we start to do some, we want to do some stained glass like classical Venetian with the lead, with the support and everything. And we do, we bring some work, we cut, we broken, we fusing, and then come out to something nice.
Chagall had two lives. The first one with his love, his first wife, when he created, he flied in the sky. And then he had, at the end, a second life. In the second life, with the second wife, because the first one was passed away, in the second part of his life, he created the, how do you call in English cathedral vetrate?
Stained glass.
Stained glass. Cathedral. For
Stained
cathedral.
glass, stained glass window.
Yeah, for stained glass?
Stained glass window.
Stained glass windows. And he did some unforgettable stained glass for Jerusalem Synagogue or Zurich Cathedral Church. Anyway, when I saw this stained glass windows, and I saw them today, these images, I immediately thought to put in contact, for example, Lino Tagliapietra and Mario Botta, just to make an example, who is an architecture that always thinks to the stained glass. When you go for a tour, for a trip, bring a binoculars with you. And you will not see only the architecture of a cathedral, you will see the magnificent light and the details of the stained glass. Stained glass from the 10th century till nowadays.
From my experience, I saw one stained glass window in the best for me at the time. They are the Rufino Tamayo in Monterrey. He do one kind of wall with a stained glass window. And the Mexican people, they build the chapel just for put the stained glass window, the Rufino Tamayo. For me, they are fantastic. I'm very impressed about that. Absolutely. This one we do with the technique to open the cylinder like the old Venetian window. And then with the one we call Blue River, il fiume blu, Blue River. 2 cup of coffee. 2 sister.
Well, this was the last image, but we would like to receive, maybe Lino Tagliapietra would like to receive some questions or commentary or anything. Yeah, can you be so kind and come there? Does it work?
Sure.
Thank you. On that. Ciao.
My name is William. I come from the Netherlands. And I would like to ask you, did you ever work with the other material? Hello? Yes. Did you ever work with an other material than glass?
Sorry. No.
Okay.
Yeah, just the only thing I know to do is blow glass. I work with the glass.
Yes, good. But maybe it was like you ever worked with bronze or metals or...
No, I love the glass.
Of course.
No,
I love it too.
I tried the wood.
Yes.
I found the wood fantastic, and then I tried to play with pottery. But is my I am focused in the glass. Sorry.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
I, meanwhile, have received some.
Oh, okay, please. Monsieur.
Pleased to see it's at my height. My name is Keith King. I'm a collector of glass from the Renaissance period and also contemporary glass. And I was very privileged some years ago to participate, to assist at a glass making demonstration with Dale Trahuli and Lino in Switzerland.
Long time ago.
And I just mentioned that among the members in the team of Dale Trahuli, there was Josiah McKennelly, who at that time was a very young man. I think he was 19 years old. Mr. Blanchaert, you talked about ballet movements, you talked about Paganini and music, and it brought to mind this demonstration in Switzerland because Dale Trahuli arrived with 2 very large black boxes. These black boxes measured about 2 meters high by 1 meter by 1 meter, and I had no idea what they were there for, except when the demonstration started, they blasted out rock music. And I watched Lino dancing to the rock music. And I just wanted to know whether or not you have music in your mind when you are playing and creating your works of art.
I think it's a very interesting question because when we work in the factory, we don't have music at the time. Impossible to have music. In the States, when you go there, I feel it very funny that people play music. But I discovered after a while that I don't work well if there's no music. It's a very important kind of music. We have one specialist to choose the music. Where we start? Lino, what do we start today? Depends on what. I think it's a very interesting, very good question. The music is a very important way we working. Sometimes it's too loud, but it depends. Sometimes help to think, to give it the rhythm. Yes, that's fine. the people relax, they play. I think it's a wonderful question. Wonderful things, yes.
I have a few questions coming from online because we mustn't forget we've got people watching from around the world. Howard Cohen says, Lino, what gave you the courage to go to Pilchuck that first year in 1979?
I think I don't know, I think it's a very good question because I go there and I don't, Keiko don't want to do it, but at one point we arrive in London because we have some complication fly in Frankfurt. We arrive in London late and then one point I don't speak English and then the Panam we miss the fly and then I say, okay, I go back. But I finally, I found somebody say, oh, Lino, we are on the waiting list. Then I understand, waiting list, a list of attesa. We wait and then go Pilchuck. Pilchuck, they wait me. Go in New York, I try to call Pilchuck. Now it's easy with the phone, no? But at the time with the coin, the things, the operator say something, you don't speak English, that's terrible. Anyway, we arrived there, nobody waited for me because they wait another terminal, I take a taxi. My address is Seattle, Pilchuck, and they say Seattle, Pilchuck. Stanford, what? Nobody found Pilchuck at the time. And finally, we arrived in Pilchuck a couple hours later, maybe 2 hours later. And then arrived there, and they said, Lino, you do demo? Oh my God, I think I lost the luggage, everything. Anyway, the courage, honest, I don't know. The first moment, I got a curiosity because I love United States, I love everything. And then at one point, the first 10 days is very, very tough. The accommodation, they are terrible. No. But the other hands, I like it. I like it to work in the fresh air. I like it to work with them. I have found the opportunity, probably new opportunity in my life. And then I coming back later. And then when I coming back, I never to stop. Mm-hmm. But it's quite difficulty, honest. Very tough at the time. Everybody thinks it's easy. No, they are not. Because even the cabin, they are too many mice, too many things. The food, the terrible. By the way, everything is complicated. But I like it anyway. We come back.
Another question from online. Madame Souchon says, can you identify the main differences between Murano and glassmaking and Seattle glassmaking today?
A couple of years, more than 1 year, I don't go in Seattle. In Seattle, there's a huge difference in, I don't want to say attitude, because of Murano we have a lot of tradition to work. The huge difference, I think, is the spirit, the philosophy, the work. The people there work because they want to work. A feeling they want to do art. And then it's a different way to work here. But for example, it's very to express at the time when through the experience in United States, the students came there and pay for watching, to do, they sleep in the tent. I try to invite some in Murano, some young people, if they want to learn, we give them the possibility to learn, to pick up a cane, making calmo, show technique to grow. And then people say, okay, we need to think. After 3 days, they came, Lino, okay, we went. If you pay us, I say, oh, sorry, you don't understand. If you want, we can every Saturday to teach you. I don't pay you. If you want, you must come to work. Nobody can. A huge difference between United States and Seattle. Of course, now you are very professional, you must pay. If they are very good, you pay well. But some students, they want to learn, they spend the time, hour, to follow you in everywhere. Early in the morning, you find the bench, super clean, super perfect. And they spend the hour to work. Here, we don't have the same philosophy. No anymore. In the past, we must do it, but we do it. Now it's impossible.
I was curious about the working procedure. Do you usually think about the final result in the shape, or do you think about the color first?
The terrible mess. Terrible mess because I have one idea probably, one graphic, and then I think which kind of material, which kind of result with the colors, if you want to red, which kind of red, how they support the cane, how the technique to use. But at the meantime, we need to think of the form, and then it's very complicated because it depends. If you think of the material, sophisticated material, for example, and then you make one shaping beautiful, maybe with, it doesn't work together. It works much better with spherical, cylinder, depends which kind of material you use. And it's very complicated. The idea and do it. You know, it's a quite complicated story to think of the form in material. Sometimes we stuck in the same form because we changed the material. But it's a very good question. It's very important to think, for example, how you think at the night, and then when you wake up in the morning, you must do it, what you think. But you must do it, practical. It's not exactly like you think before, and must have some compromise. And this one is a big question.
Fantastic. Unless we have any other questions in the room, I think we might have come to the end of our session. We certainly have run over a little bit. We could certainly stay here all night, I think, asking, but I think probably an hour is more than enough. So I would just like to say a huge thank you. It has been a genuine treat and a privilege, and I'm sure you all agree. We are just so lucky to be here with you. I'm sure we were all in awe of Maestro Tagliapietra before this conversation, but now our level of admiration has shot through the roof. What an extraordinary career. 75 years is quite something. And although there were rumors that you might have decided to take a step back from making, I gather that that's not actually necessarily true, and who knows what might lie ahead. So that's very exciting to think that who knows what's
You know, we work with this, probably we do in different way. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll continue to watch with interest.
I think, you know, I feeling my tongue, my brain probably would like I working, but sometimes when I go up the step, I need somebody to help me to go, you know. And this one I ate. I think I ate. Probably we needed. Okay, wait and see.
Wait and see. Well, that's,
Wait and
that's a
see
great,
what it probably the route is this one. We'll see anyway.
wonderful. Well,
Thank you.
thank you very much to Jeanne for moderating a wonderful conversation. And I have to agree, Silvano, thank you so much for these fantastic images, which have really enhanced this evening, no end. And obviously, would like to thank our sponsor, Apice, and thank you very much, Marta, for joining us today. I hope everybody has enjoyed watching from home. Thank you very much for joining us. If you missed part of the conversation, you'll be pleased to know that this has been recorded and you'll be able to catch it online on the YouTube channel of the Venice Glass Week. And actually, as Jeanne mentioned, we do have a couple of other, well, a few more events in the pipeline, and not least tomorrow, your great friend and collaborator, we have Del Chihuly. So we are very lucky, doubly lucky, as in fact, as Jean mentioned, coming up later this month, it is a big birthday for him. Exactly, the 20th. In the morning, we also have a chance to hear more from Apice about what's involved in transporting glass. I think I do not envy you this task. So if you tune in at 11, you will hear about a glass journey, the art and science of packing and transporting glass from A to Z, along with new 3D scanning technology. But in the meantime, I would just like to say a huge thank you once again to Maestro Tagliapietra for the most wonderful, illuminating conversation. And as you say, let's wait and see what's next.
Anyway, thank you for everyone who came tonight. It was incredible joy. Thank you. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you.